me, Mark, 29, junior VP at a mid-sized logistics firm in Chicago. Salary is 6 figures. Condo overlooks the river. Drive an Audi A5 that I mostly just sit in traffic in. On paper, I'm crushing it. In reality, I'm a nervous wreck. Sleeping 4 hours a night. Diet consists of Adderall and sweet green salads. Haven't felt a genuine emotion since 2019. My last girlfriend, Lisa, left me because I was spiritually hollow. Her words, she said, "Mark, you're like a high-end appliance, you function, but nobody is home." That hurt more than I admitted. I felt weak, felt like I was just drifting through the corporate ladder waiting to die. Enter the algorithm, late-night YouTube doom scrolling. Video pops up, why you are a prey animal in a predator world. Thumbnail is a guy with a shaved head, beard, tactical vest, holding a cigar. I click. Guy's name is Julian Vane, founder of the Apex Protocol. He's yelling at the camera. You wake up tired because you are apologizing to the universe for existing. You eat soy and apologize. You answer emails and apologize. When was the last time you hunted? When was the last time you took what was yours? He wasn't talking about hunting deer. He was talking about hunting destiny. I watched 5 hours of his content. It was mesmerizing. He used words like biosovereignty and kinetic framing. He claimed that modern men had lost their throne. I looked around my beige apartment. No throne here. Just a West Elm sofa and a lingering feeling of dread. Vane was selling a seminar, The Iron Crucible, Weekend Retreat in the Wisconsin Wilderness. Price tag $4,500, only for men who are ready to kill the boy inside them. I grabbed my credit card. I was ready to kill the boy, or at least get him to stop having panic attacks during Zoom calls. Arrived at the campsite on a Friday evening. It wasn't a campsite. It was a muddy field with a few yurts. About 20 guys there. Mostly tech bros, a few divorced dads, one guy who looked like he was on the run from the IRS. Vane arrived in a black G-Wagon. He looked shorter in person, but he walked like he was carrying invisible watermelons under his arms. "Welcome to the slaughter," Vane said. No hello, just slaughter. First rule, no phones. Second rule, no names. We were assigned call signs. I was Jackal. The guy next to me, a chubby accountant named Steve, was Viper. We spent the first night sitting in a circle in the freezing cold. Vane paced around us. Society tells you to be polite. I tell you to be dangerous. A dangerous man is a peaceful man because nobody touches him. It sounded profound at the time. We did primal screaming for an hour. My throat hurt. Then came the fasting. No food for 48 hours, only glacier water, tap water from a hose. Saturday was combat psychology. Vane taught us the predator stare. Never blink first. Blinking is submission. When you enter a room, identify the biggest threat and visualize ripping its throat out. This creates a psychic aura of dominance. I practiced visualizing ripping out Steve's throat. Steve looked terrified. Maybe it was working. We did cold exposure in a dirty pond. We wrestled in the mud. Vane stood on a rock, smoking a cigar, critiquing our form. Jackal, you're moving like a prey animal. Embrace the violence. I tried to embrace the violence. Mostly I just got mud in my ear. Sunday was the reintegration seminar. Vane sold us his supplements, Titan Fuel, basically caffeine and sawdust, and his advanced course, The Warlord Executive. Another $2,000 for online modules. I bought it all. I left that field feeling hungry, cold, and strangely energized. I felt like I had a secret weapon. I wasn't just Mark the Junior VP anymore. I was Jackal Monday morning back at the office. Meeting with my boss, David. David is a nice guy. Wears cardigans. Likes bird watching. I walked into his office. I didn't knock. Entering without knocking establishes territory. I sat down. Didn't say hello. Initiated the predator stare. David looked up from his spreadsheet. "Hey Mark, good weekend." I didn't answer immediately. Vane said. Silence creates a vacuum that beta males feel compelled to fill. I just stared at his forehead. 5 seconds of silence. David looked confused. "Mark, you okay?" "I'm optimizing," I said, voice low, gravelly. "Okay, well, did you get the Q3 reports done?" "The reports are immaterial, David. The question is, are we hunting the market or are we grazing?" David took off his glasses. "We're a logistics company, Mark. We ship cardboard boxes. We don't hunt." "That's a scarcity mindset," I snapped. I leaned forward. I want to restructure my team. I need warriors, not clerks. David sighed. Mark, are you on something? You have mud under your fingernails. It's earth, I said. Grounding. Go home, Mark. Take a shower. Come back when you're ready to talk about shipping manifests. I left the office. Felt like a victory. I'd rattled his cage. He couldn't handle my energy. That night, I had a date. Matched on Hinge. Sarah, 27, graphic designer, met at a cocktail bar. I arrived 10 minutes late. Vani's rule number 4, never be waiting. Make them wait. It establishes value. She was checking her phone when I walked in. I sat down. Didn't smile. You're late, she said. Time is a construct, I said. I'm here now. Be present. She frowned. Okay. The waiter came over. What can I get you? I'll order for both of us, I said. Vane said women crave decisiveness. 2 whiskeys. Meat. No ice. Ice dilutes the essence. Sarah looked at me. I actually wanted a glass of wine. Whiskey builds character, I told her. Trust my frame. She looked like she was calculating the distance to the exit. I started explaining the apex protocol. Most men are sheep, Sarah. They graze. I realized I was a wolf raised by sheep. So you're a wolf? She asked, metaphorically. Spiritually. And you work in logistics? I dominate logistics. She took a sip of the whiskey, grimaced, and put it down. Mark, this is weird. Authenticity often feels weird to the unawakened, I said. I maintained eye contact, didn't blink. My eyes were actually watering because the AC was blowing right into them. Are you crying? She asked. My eyes are hydrating themselves. It's a biological response to intensity. Okay, I'm going to go, she said. She stood up. Wait, I said. You're fleeing the tension. Sit in it. Grow from it. I'm fleeing you, she said. She left a 20 on the table and walked out. I sat there alone, drank both whiskeys, felt a twinge of doubt. Emailed Vane that night. The techniques aren't working. Women are rejecting the frame. Reply came an hour later. They test you to see if the frame is real. You failed the test because you care about the outcome. You need the platinum inner circle. $1,000 a month. Direct mentorship. I paid it. 2 weeks later, I'm on probation at work. David cited hostile behavior and bizarre communication style. I'm isolated, spending my nights listening to Vane talk about Roman gladiators. My car starts making a noise, grinding sound. I take it to the dealership. They want $2,000 just to look at it. I decide to find a local mechanic. Find a place called Sal's Auto and Repair on the south side. Drive down there. It's a cinder block building. Yard full of rusted parts. I walk in. No reception desk, just a garage bay. Old guy under a truck. Excuse me, I say. Using my command voice. Guy slides out. He's about 60, grease-stained coveralls. Hands like catcher's mitts? Yeah, he says. Not intimidated, not impressed, just busy. I need a diagnostic on my Audi. It's making a kinetic grinding noise. Kinetic, huh? He wipes his hands on a rag. Pop the hood. I pop it. He listens for 3 seconds. Water pump bearing. It's shot. How long to fix it? Couple hours. Unless the housing is cracked. I need it done now. Time is money. He looks at me, really looks at me. Not a predator's stare. Just a look of a man who has seen 1,000 idiots and I'm just number 1001. Time is time, kid. Money is paper. Leave the keys or take it somewhere else. Something about his tone stopped me. Vane would say to escalate dominance. But this guy, Sal, he was holding a wrench that weighed 5 pounds. And he looked like he was made of old leather and concrete. I'll leave the keys, I said. Good, come back at 5. I wandered around the neighborhood to kill time. Found a dusty hardware store/workshop next door. Kowalski Restoration. Window full of old chairs and tools. I walked in. Smell of sawdust, varnish, and old coffee. Another old guy behind the counter, sanding a piece of wood, slowly, methodically, back and forth. Help you? He asked without looking up. Just waiting for my car, I said. Look around. Don't touch the wet varnish. I watched him. He wasn't rushing. He wasn't attacking the wood. He was working with it. What are you making? I asked. Restoring. 1920s cabinet door. Oak. Takes a long time, I said. Takes the time it takes. He looked up. Blue eyes, wrinkled face. Name tag said Stan. You look like you're vibrating, son. I'm high energy, I said. Type A. You look like a chihuahua that drank an espresso. I bristled. I'm following a protocol. Optimizing my state. Stan laughed. A dry, wheezing laugh. Optimizing. That's a fancy word for fidgeting. He put down the sandpaper. You want to be useful? Hold this clamp. I don't know why, but I did. I held the clamp while he glued a joint. We stood there for 10 minutes. Don't let go, he said. Glue needs to bite. My arm started to ache. Can I let go now? No. Patience. The wood doesn't care if you're tired. We stood there for another 10 minutes. Finally, he nodded. Okay, let go. I shook my arm out. Thanks, he said. Coffee in the pot if you want it. It's terrible. I poured a cup. It was terrible. What do you do, Stan? I fix things people break. Furniture. Windows. Sometimes people. He went back to sanding. I sat on a stool and watched him for 2 hours. It was the first time in months I hadn't checked my phone or thought about being an alpha. Just the sound of sandpaper. Shuck. Shika. Picked up my car at 5. Sal charged me $300. Dealership would have been $1,200. Runs good now, Sal said. Stop driving like a jackass. How do you know how I drive? I saw the tires. Uneven wear? You brake too hard. Smooth out. Smooth out. I went back to Stan's shop the next Saturday. Didn't tell Vane. I want to learn, I told Stan. Learn what? How to do this? The wood stuff. Why? Because it's real. Stan looked me up and down. I don't teach, but I need someone to sweep the floors and sort the screws. $15 an hour. I make $80 an hour at my job. Then you don't need the money. You can work for free. I worked for free. Every Saturday for 2 months. Stan didn't teach me principles. He taught me how to sharpen a chisel. If the edge is dull, you have to force it. If you force it, you slip. If you slip, you bleed. Is that a metaphor? I asked. No, it's physics. Stop looking for metaphors and sharpen the damn tool. I stopped listening to Vane's podcast. The yelling started to annoy me. Vane was all about imposing your will. Stan was about understanding the grain. You can't plan against the grain, Stan said. It tears out. You have to go with it. I started applying that to work. Stopped staring at David's forehead. Started listening to him. David, I see your point on the shipping routes. What if we tried a hybrid approach? David looked relieved. That's actually a good idea, Mark. You seem calmer. I'm sanding, I said. What? Nothing. One Saturday, a woman walked into the shop. Elena, maybe 30, dark hair, messy bun, carrying a broken wooden chair. Stan, please tell me you can save this. It was my grandmother's. Stan looked at it. Leg stabbed. Clean break, though. He looked at me. Mark, glue up. I grabbed the clamps and the glue. Elena looked at me. Hi, I'm Elena. Mark, no predator stare, no witty line. Just Mark with sawdust in his hair. You work here. I'm the apprentice. I mostly just sweep, she smiled. Well, you sweep very professionally. We worked on the chair. I held the clamp. She held the base. Our hands brushed. I didn't try to escalate Kino. I just held the damn chair. Thanks, she said. Come back next week when it's dry, Stan grunted. She came back next week. We talked. She was an architect. Stressed out. I feel like I'm constantly fighting with contractors, she said. Don't fight the grain, I said. What? Stan's wisdom. If you force it, it tears out. She laughed. You want to get coffee, Mark? My brain froze. Vane's voice. She is initiating. This is a trap. Reassert control. Stan's voice. Don't be an idiot. I'd love to, I said. We went to a diner down the street. I ordered a burger. She ordered pancakes. I didn't order for her. I didn't sit in a power seat facing the door. We just talked. About wood. About Chicago. About how tired we were. It was the easiest conversation of my life. No performance. No frame. Just two people eating grease. Things went well with Elena. We started dating. Actual dating, not strategic encounters. 4 months later. I'm still working with Stan on Saturdays. I built a small table. It's crooked, but it stands. I get an email from Vane's mailing list. The Epic Summit, Chicago. Live event, VIP dinner. Meet the warlords. It was at a hotel downtown. Curiosity got the better of me. I wanted to see it with my new eyes. I bought a ticket. $200. Took Elena. Are you sure? She asked. This sounds like a cult. It is. But I need to say goodbye to it properly. We walked into the ballroom. Techno music blasting. Red lights. Men in suits pacing around aggressively. Vane was on stage. Wearing a tight t-shirt and combat boots. Who here is ready to feast on the marrow of life? The crowd roared. I looked at them. They looked scared, desperate, just like I was. After the speech, there was a mixer. Vane was in the center, surrounded by disciples. I walked up. Julian. He turned. The lion's gaze. He looked me up and down. Call sign? Jackal? Or Mark? Jackal? You fell off the radar. You stopped the payments. Yeah, I found a different mentor. Vane sneered. Oh? Another guru? Does he teach the kinetic way? He teaches woodworking and patience. Vane laughed. A loud, performative bark. Woodworking. Domestic hobbies. You've retreated to the safety of the nest. He looked at Elena. He stepped into her personal space. And this is the prize? Pretty. But is she submissive? Does she serve the mission? Elena looked at him like he was a bug. The mission? She asked. You mean the mission to sell supplements to insecure men? The circle went quiet. Vane's eyes widened. Careful, sweetie. You're in a room full of lions. I see a room full of guys with credit card debt, she said. Vane turned to me. Control your woman, Jackal. This is disrespectful to the frame. He put a hand on my shoulder. A heavy, squeezing grip. Dominance touch, trying to make me flinch. I looked at his hand. Manicured nails. Soft skin. Then I looked at my own hands, calloused from the chisel. Stained with walnut stain. Rough. Real. I didn't use a technique. I just took his hand off my shoulder. Firmly. Don't touch me, Julian. I didn't shout. I spoke with Stan's voice. The voice of a guy who has been sanding oak for 6 hours. Tired, calm, and absolutely done with bullshit. Vane blinked. He tried to hold the stare, but there was nothing behind it. Just marketing. I saw the panic in his eyes. He was terrified that someone wouldn't buy the act. We're leaving, I said. You're a beta. Vane shouted as we turned away. You're a prey animal. You'll never be a king. I took Elena's hand. You hungry? I asked. Starving. Pizza? Pizza. We walked out, left the red lights and the techno, stepped out into the cool Chicago night. I checked my phone, unsubscribed from the Apex Protocol email list, deleted the podcast, felt lighter. He was short, Elena said. Yeah, he was. Next Saturday. Back at the shop. Stan is fixing a clock. How was the cult meeting? He asked. Loud. Expensive. Did you learn anything? Yeah. I learned that varnish is cheaper than therapy. Stan grunted, grabbed the broom. Sawdust is piling up. I grabbed the broom, started sweeping. The sound of the bristles on the concrete. Shuck, shuck, shuck. Best sound in the world. Life isn't about hunting. It's about building. And knowing when to let the glue dry. Be me, Mark. Amateur woodworker. Boyfriend? Happy.